viewers, I'm Gaming Fish, and this is Fish Tank. This week we'll be going over some ban list preparation, a new Hero Click set, evidently, and approaching Terror coming to a Pokemon tournament near you. Let's jump right in, shall we? After the super awesome smorgasbord of spoilers last week, this week feels a little bit sparse by comparison, but we do have a pseudo Cobble Coffer stock planned, as well as a cool new black legendary creature to go over. First card up this week is Cabal Stronghold. This land taps for a colorless mana, or for 3 and tap it, adds a black mana to your mana pool equal to the amount of basic swamps you control. This card will be great for casual players on a budget since it functions as a pseudo Cabal's Coffers, but it doesn't really play well with Cabal Coffer's best friend, Herbal Tomb of Yerngoth. Still, I think this will be a casual all-star in all quote-unquote fair mono-black decks, as well as one of two in black-based decks in the standard. Keep in mind you have to play a very hefty basic swamp count in order to make this land tap for anything that would be decent, but our next card can make very good use of the black mana Stronghold can tap for. What's cooler than a legendary knight? Well, how about a legendary zombie knight? Jasuves Lich Knight. This legendary zombie knight costs 2 generic and 2 black and is a 4/5 with menace, which is already well worth the investment. It is comparable to Seadrunal in terms of power and toughness. Not only that, but if you pay its kicker cost of 5 generic and a black, you get 8 2/2 black zombie knight creatures with menace. So for the full investment of only 10 mana, you get 20 power worth of dudes spread out amongst 9 bodies. You're doubling your investment. And that's a horde of zombies coming at your opponent. Also, History of Benelia pumps all these because, we gotta reference History of Benelia again because that card is just nutter butters. Anyways, this card will slot right into some blue-black decks in the standard in both the mid-range and control shells. I don't expect it to break the format or anything, but it will be a fine creature for Scarab God deck. Last week we covered what to drop in preparation for the April 2018 ban list. This week we'll be going over some pickups for not only the ban list, but also the structure deck Layer of Darkness coming out next week. With Structure Deck Layer of Darkness coming out next week and bringing its namesake card Layer of Darkness, this field spell card has the effect to turn all face-up monsters on the field into Dark attribute. Once per turn, if you would tribute a monster or monsters you control, you contribute 1 dark monster your opponent controls instead as if you controlled it. And once per turn during the end phase, special summon as many shadow tokens as possible to the turn player's field equal to the number of monsters tributed this turn while this card was face up. Shadow tokens are level 3 Dark Fiend, 1000 attack, 1000 defense. So the best partner, at least in my opinion, is Infernoids. Each Infernoid have effects involve tributing themselves to get certain effects ranging from the body's effect to negate monster effects, or Harmodic's ability to banish cards from your opponent's graveyard. So with Layer of Darkness out, you can use your Infernoid's effects, and instead of tributing themselves, you can tribute your opponent's face-up monsters, which is a super nasty mono combo. If I was wanting to play the deck, I would pick up engines for 60 card variants, and I would pick up the Predaplant and Brilliant Fusion engine, as well as picking up Lonefire Blossoms. These pickups will also be super beneficial whenever Needle Fiber gets released, but until that point, these will just continue to be mainstays of the format until an even more busted engine comes along. WizKids announced the name of their newest HeroClix expansion this week, Avengers Infinity. For the first time ever, Marvel HeroClix Avengers Infinity will contain 4 standard size figures and a giant figure in every booster. Yeah, so you're gonna get a cool 2x2 mini in every booster. That's insane. The set features many classic Avengers like Thor and Hawkeye, as well as many Space Actor teams like Infinity Watch and Guardians of the Galaxy, as well as everybody's favorite, the Space Knights. Marvel HeroClix Avengers travels through space and time to find the most powerful beings in existence. In each booster, you look forward to all-powerful cosmic beings like Eternity and the Living Tribunal, and don't forget Devil, Dinosaur, and Moon Girl. You can find some cool vehicles like Spider, Buggy, too, I guess. We're mostly here for the all-powerful Devil Dinosaur. With the Pokemon Trading Card Game's newest expansion, Pokemon Sun and Moon Forbidden Light, hitting store shelves May 4th, as well as pre-releases happening April 21st through 29th, Pokemon Company International has given us a couple of previews to go over, the first of which, Zygarde GX. Zygarde GX is a basic fighting type Pokemon sporting a very hefty 200 HP with 3 attacks, 3 retreat costs, and a weakness to grass. The first attack, being for double colorless, is Cell Connector, which does 50 damage, which is way below the curve for the double colorless standard set so far in the Pokemon standard metagame, but has an amazing effect of adding 2 fighting energy from your discard to this Pokemon. Its second attack, which plays really well with the first attack, and for 2 fighting energy and 2 colorless, is called Lanzarath, which is super straightforward and just does a flat 130, which is super underwhelming when compared to other attackers in the format such as Tapu Bulu GX and Lycanroc GX. And with all GXs, he's rocking a sweet GX attack for 2 fighting and 2 colors. We have Verdict GX, which does 150 damage and prevents all damage done to Zygarde GX by your opponent's Pokemon GX and EX during their next turn, which is amazing, protecting you from your opponent while shoring up 2-hit or 1-hit knockouts with the help of Regirock EX and Professor Cookway, or just Choice Band by helping you hit that magical 180 and above number that you need to hit the knockout opposing GX. The downside is, since it's a GX deck, you only get 1 of them per game, with no way of giving you more. This is just another throwaway GX attack. Oh, well, I stand corrected. Bonnie's a trainer supporter that has the effect you can only play this card if you have a stadium in play. Discard that stadium, and during this turn, your Zygarde GX can use its GX attack even if you've already used it. So Bonnie, of course, partners Zygarde GX by giving him almost infinite GX attacks, barring you have the stadiums and ways of recycling Bonnie, whether recycling it with Pelpad and Lamesa in Standard, or versus Seeker and Expanded. You do get Brooklet Hill, which is a super cool stadium that helps out fighting in water-based decks by searching your deck for any fighting or water-based Pokemon and putting it onto your bench. So at least you have that cool consistency card. But unfortunately, Zygarde GX looks to just be an okay fighting type Pokemon, but doesn't really have a home in current standard, unlike our next preview. Diancie Prism. Diancie Prism is the newest addition to Prism Star family, and with all Prisms you can only play 1 in your deck. But Diancie Prism may look very unassuming, sporting 120 HP, an attack that doesn't matter, and 2 retreat and a grass weakness, but the best thing about this card is its ability. Princess's Cheers. This ability, while she's on your bench, all your active fighting type Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage. So if you have Diancie Prism out and Regirock EX out, that's an instant plus 30 for just having Pokemon on your bench. Plus the bonus for strong energy, this will allow fighting type Pokemons to reach huge numbers with little to no energy investment. So hypothetically, let's use Buzzwole GX. Let's say we have Diancie and Regirock on the bench, along with a strong energy on Buzzwole, along with a Choice Band. So the Buzzwole hits for a natural 30, adding the 30 on from the cheerleaders, that's 60. Adding the 20 on from the strong energy, that's 80. And if you're attacking at EX or GX, that adds an additional 30 onto it, which is 110 damage for a single energy. That's actually insane value and pressure. Absolutely crazy. Like, I wonder, like, what's going through their heads. Like, why is he so... We may have just lost the feed, folks, but what we've seen is clear. Pokemon Standard metagame will soon be taken over, conquered, if you will, by this master race of fighting type Pokemon. As of right now, it is uncertain whether or not the fighting type menace is unstoppable or just tier 1. But one thing is for certain, they're on their way. I, for one, welcome our new fighting type overlords. And as an aspiring YouTube personality, I want to remind them that I can be most useful as helping them spread their influence. Troll and Toad used Rain Dance to save big on over 300 card singles from Magic Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon, and Hero Clicks in our shower savings sale. Weather effect ends Sunday, April 15th, so hurry on in. Listen up, trainers. You can now pre-order Sun and Moon Forbidden Light sealed items, so booster boxes, packs, and elite trainer kits and more. More and more Dominaria cards are being added to the site daily. Pre-order your card singles for the highly anticipated Dominaria today. Attention duelists, we are now taking pre-orders for the upcoming Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure Deck, Layer of Darkness, packing some awesome reprints like A Layer of Darkness and Caius Mega Monarch, as well as the sweet Layer of Darkness I talked about. Get your deck locked in before it's released on Friday, April 20th. Oh, that's all the news in the fish tank this week, guys. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to sub to our YouTube channel, check out our buy list, and sub to our newsletter. And as always, I'm Gaming Fish, and this has been the Fish Tank. Might be other sources for gaming news out there, but they don't have Paul, the Dragonite. Tap it, it adds a black mana equal to the amount of basic swamps you control. Basic? You know, adds black mana equal to the number of basset hounds you control. So, I mean, I don't really think this is pseudo playable unless you're raising basset hounds, but we'll see how it goes. I'm more of a corgi guy myself, but it's whatever. I love their droopy eyes.